Normally, when we do these videos, we use a super cliched dive from space thing because honestly, I'm an herbalist, not a filmmaker. And then we generally transition into a real spot on the map, which we're actually doing today, but I'm keeping this place where I filmed these bluebonnets a secret because it's out in the middle of nowhere and I don't want to be the reason it gets overrun. That said, springtime in Texas can be amazing, and one of the things that makes it amazing is the Texas bluebonnet, scientific name Lupinus texensis, which is an annual that sprouts in the fall, overwinters, and then grows quickly in the spring, culminating in its showy flowers. The timing of this flower is central to the many stories and legends surrounding the state flower of Texas, one of which is told from the perspective of some of Texas's first people. Texas can be a hard place to live now, but back in the days when the first people came to settle here, it must have seemed unimaginably hard. Texas can be both scalding hot, freezing cold, it has floods, wildfires, tornadoes, hurricanes, droughts, and the landscape is spiny, hard, and unforgiving. There's a legend that some of the first tribes that had been hard hit by some of these gifts that Texas so freely bestows had beseeched their Great Spirit for help. The Great Spirit answered that they were suffering because they had become selfish, and that they needed to burn their most prized possession to be forgiven. That night, one little girl who had heard the Great Spirit snuck out of her dwelling, gathered a coal from the fire, and then climbed up a hill. She pulled out her most prized possession, a corn-husked doll dressed in deer leather robes. She burned her doll and then spread the ashes and returned home. When the people awoke, the barren landscape had been transformed by the blue and green of the bluebonnet, and they knew they'd been forgiven. It's a lovely tale of the redemption of spring, and I feel like this is a good place to leave it. Enjoy the flowers. Man, that's pretty.